This is an observational electrolyte test using ferrous sulfate, 1 teaspoon per gallon. What I'd like to note before we get started is this started out cloudy, and also after having sat a while the temperature is elevated about 5 or 6 degrees because it's pretty warm out. It's 93 degrees in the water, and because it sat for about 15 minutes there's a little bit of a scum on the surface of the water. So let's get the leads hooked up, see what we get. Okay, 93 degrees in the water as I stated earlier. The reason for that is the water jugs were sitting out and it got pretty warm today. I'm also showing about 1 amp on the ammeter. Almost immediately I'm observing a blue-green particulate forming. This is within 30 seconds. I've got a feeling this test isn't going to get very far because of particulate formation. We'll find out. After only a minute and a half, there seems to be already quite a buildup of what appears to be a blue-green scum, or maybe particulate and scum on this side. This particulate is behaving differently than other particulates. It seems to want to float. At 6 minutes and 45 seconds, I note that the green, or the blue-green particulate that was forming is now beginning to turn red. And it's also beginning to sink. At 9 minutes I have 99 degrees in the water. What I note though is the convection layer here gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on. When I started the test the water was cloudy, but when you look up here, even though there's a large amount of particulate, the cloudiness in the water has to a large extent disappeared. So what makes this hard to see through is the particulate that's forming. At 15 minutes I got 102 degrees in the water, and I'd say solidly 2 amps. The blue-green particulate has almost entirely changed to looks like rust color, and it is definitely settling as it goes. Because of the cloudiness in the bottom, it's hard to tell how much is already settled, but I guess a quarter of an inch or so. At 45 minutes I got 124 degrees in the water. Looks like a solid 2 amps on the ammeter. It appears as though there's 2/3 of an inch of precipitate in the bottom, as you can see here. Use my finger as scale. I'm going to interrupt the test for just a moment to see if there's any issues with the plates, as I'm not familiar with this electrolyte at all. And no, from previous experience, just grabbing the electrodes is not wise. Okay. I don't know how readily that can be seen. There is a deposit on this side. This side is clean. So, the negative side definitely collects a deposit. The positive side seems to stay clean. We go on my paper towel. Alright, resuming the test. At 1 hour, I've got 138 degrees in the water. Probably 3 amps on the ammeter. The particulate is now entering what I think may be a new phase. It's been going on for a while, but it's starting to cloud up again, even though there's a lot of particulate on the bottom. The gas production is decent. It's not the most like it was with salt, but it's decent. At 1 hour and 15 minutes, I've got 146 degrees in the water. Maybe 4 amps of draw. The gas production is between moderate and good. It's becoming harder to see into the water, and I smell a slight odor. I can't actually detect what it is. It's not like vinegar, which had a distinct odor that you could recognize, but there's an odor. So I had a battery malfunction and had to stop the test. When it was over, I had 158 degrees in the water and 5 amps on the ammeter. I also note that it only took a few minutes for the particulate to begin to settle. I just kept running the test. So the particulates settle pretty quickly with this one, but as you can see, there's easily an inch in the bottom. And after an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, don't see any plate erosion, but there's definitely a buildup on one side. Oops. After an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, sorry, there is a patina on one plate and buildup on the other. I don't see any plate erosion though, like I did with sea salt.